All right, guys. Dreadnought's back today with a new review. And after some extended time off, we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectibles, DC Comics Icons Chain Lightning, the Flash. Looking very cool here in the package. You can see Flash there. Has a couple of accessories along with him. It says DC Comics down this side. Has the Icons logo down here with the Flash icon. It says the Flash over here, number 5 from the wave. Not much going on the side here. We've got another number 5. It says Icons, the Flash. Chain Lightning over there. Nothing really going on this side. And then a look at the back of the box over here. Shows us some other figures from the wave, as you can see there. So let's get this bad boy open and get a look at it. And here's Flash out of the package and up on the cosmic treadmill. Everybody needs one of those in their home for their daily workout. And I think he's looking pretty cool here. I like what DC Collectibles did. There are a few minor things I have to gripe about, especially with the execution of some things. And I'll get to those here in a moment. But let's take a closer look. And getting in here close and taking a look at this sculpt work, I think the head sculpt came out really nice overall. I definitely like what DC Collectibles did. I like all the detail with the wrinkles around his nose and the color they used for the lips. I like the skin tone itself. You know, it's kind of a very stern expression for Flash. I kind of would have liked a little bit of a grin or something, you know, my Flash figures, but I think it came out pretty well for what it is. The eyes look pretty clean. This one may be just a hair off, but still looks pretty good. I like the wings, how they're sculpted on, you know, not painted on. Very nice yellow paint apps. Came out very clean on here, and you can see that detail in the wings as well. Very nice overall. And looking through the back, you know, I love that color red they use. There is a little bit of marbling on this figure, which is the first DC Icons I've seen that, but it's probably with the fact they used that solid red plastic. The logo on the chest is definitely sculpted on, which is really nice touch, and the white and the yellow just came out super, super clean. Just looks really, really nice. And then looking down through the muscle definition and everything, just very well sculpted. I like all that muscle definition. And then these parts are also the lightning bolts or whatever, also sculpted on, which is really nice. Has that edge there. The yellow paint came out all clean all the way around. You know, and the muscle definition on the back looks good as well. It almost looks like it has a little bit of shading to it. I can't tell if it's shadow or shading. It definitely on the front looks like there's just a hint of black shadowing through there, and then through the legs as well, which is a really nice touch. That same sculpted work on the lightning bolts on the arms over here looks really good, and also looks like a little bit of black shading maybe through the arms as well. And then that nice muscle definition, you see some wrinkles sculpted in there, just all the way through. Looks really, really good. They just did an excellent job on the sculpt and paint on this figure. The boots also have the wings as well down here, which I think came out very nice. See a little bit of a hole underneath where they mounted them, you know, where they didn't get enough paint or something coverage in there. The boots have kind of a different yellow up here than they have on the bottom, but it matches pretty close, so you can't really tell the difference. It almost looks like they painted over something maybe. Yeah, it looks like maybe this is red plastic that they painted over, and that may be the reason it looks just a little bit different in shade. But the joints down here appear to be painted and do have the either a yellow or clear joint in there, so that looks pretty good. You can't really tell it. So yeah, and I like all these wrinkles sculpted in the back as well, and the nice tread on the bottom of the feet that came out really nice. Peg holes down here. Taking a look at the accessories and looking at the cosmic treadmill, I think it came out very nice as far as the sculpt. All these nice little details sculpted in here with the gears and stuff. And then it's got some nice paint apps as well. It's got kind of a darkish grayish black in here in several spots, and then some bluish silver, and then some darker blue as well. And I hope you can see all that. And then, you know, it's black on top, nicely sculpted with tread. And then the bottom has this piece, which is a real irritating thing that they put on. I'm not sure why they put this piece on, and I'll get to the problem with that here in just a moment. And then the back side just pegs on. Same kind of detail going on over here on this side. And then this is kind of the display piece or whatever. Some nice paint apps in here with that same blue and white there, and some dark blue, and then the antennas have that bluish silver as well, you know, and even paint apps and sculpting on the side, which looks really nice, and black in there, some more of that bluish silver. It pegs in, I'm not going to say easily, it is very difficult really to get in, and I actually feel like it's going to break if I push it all the way in. It just does not want to go. This side actually goes on better. And so, you know, that's about as good as you get. The other thing I have a problem with is this bottom, because it doesn't balance. So when you're trying to get Flash on here and put him on the peg, you can see how it shifts the whole thing. I think it would have been a lot easier to use if they just left it flat, so when you're pushing down, you know, trying to get him in that pose, it wasn't flip-flopping around. You know, that to me really sucks. I'm not sure why they put that on. I'm assuming so it wouldn't rub the black off the paint here, but it just really makes for a crappy stand because it's unbalanced. The other thing is it's a very shallow peg for the foot here, so you'll have some issues with the feet getting them on. He doesn't really want to stand there, and well, that's just a loose joint, but he just really doesn't want to stand on it, you know, as nicely as you'd like him to. You know, well, he's got 1 foot down. You know, I like to get him in that 1 foot running, and you know, it's just he doesn't stay in. Now this foot I did have better luck on. It seems a little bit tighter. It's still very shallow, but you can tend to get him in that one. So it's probably going to depend on everybody's figure. You know, it's just a shallow peg. I wish they'd made it longer. There's definitely plenty of hole in the bottom there to go up in, so I'm not sure why they did that. So I'm not real pleased with the stand. I actually can get him in one-legged positions actually easier without the stand, which is kind of a bummer. Because, you know, really you would think with the stand you could get him in those crazy running positions, you know, to really get his body out there. But it just doesn't work that well. So, you know, the stand to me is kind of a bummer. It also comes with an extra set of hands. He has this grab hand on, and he's got the running flat hand or backhanded position, but he comes with also another backhanded position, and you can swap these out fairly easily. I will say, you know, be cautious with these. You know, we have had some problems with some of them on some other figures, but these don't tend to have any paint. They're just red plastic, so I don't think problems will be, you know, great on them. I think it's probably minimal. But then you can get the 2 backhanded poses like so, and then he also comes with a fist, which I'm so glad of. Really had a problem if you've been watching my reviews lately of superheroes not coming with fist. You know, they do a lot of punching. They should come with fist. So, you know, pretty cool there. And, you know, that's pretty much all the accessories. So let's get a closer look at articulation. And up next, moving on to that articulation. This is the other area I really kind of had some issues with, you know, which kind of bummed me out. Starting with the head, it moves down a pretty good amount, but it doesn't really move up, which really bothers me. It does rotate around just fine, and you get some nice pivot in there as well. But the fact that his head doesn't look up, you can only get it up about that far. You know, I like to have my Flash or any kind of figure that's, you know, going to be in a running pose. You know, if you've got him hunkered down like this, I want him to be able to have him facing forward. You know, I want him to be able to look up here. So that really bothers me, that to get him to look up, he has to be almost standing straight up. You know, and I just don't like that. I think that's something they definitely could have executed better. As far as the arm articulation, moves out a good amount, can rotate around just fine, has an upper bicep swivel, which is really nice, double jointed elbows as well. The wrists do swivel around, and then they have that nice hinge on there as well. Hinges up like so and down like so. The ab crunch is something else that's a little bit different, and we've seen this on these figures, but this one just doesn't move enough for me. And we'll look at the upper movement first. You can get, if I can hold him, you can get only that much movement up there. And it does pivot up there, which is nice, but you really need to be able to crunch him back. And then you add that in with this ab crunch. He crunches forward only that much and back only that much, which really bums me out. Another you know, thing that you want if you've got somebody that's going to be in running poses a lot, you want to be able to get that torso really posed around, and there's just not enough range of movement in here for me. So that really bums me out. I am glad we get both. Just the two of them together don't give you a whole lot. And then looking at the legs, they've got those new joints on the hips. He can move out and do the splits like so, which is really nice. He can kick forward, you know, a decent amount. It's not great. I really want their figures to get out there again on running poses. And then he can't really move the leg back. Now you can get it, you know, it kind of goes back around, but his butt really hinders any kind of movement back on the leg, which really also bums me out, because if you want to get, in that running position again, you want to be able to bring this leg way back to get those crazy positions, and you can't. So, that bothers me as well. No upper leg rotation. Does have double jointed knees, which are really nice. Get all the way back there. Has that boot cut rotation as well, which is a really nice addition. It does have the hinge on the foot. It can hinge down like so, up like so. And it does have that nice ankle rocker, which is really nice. And taking a look at some comparisons, here's our Flash next to the DC Icons Lex Luthor over here on the left, and the DC Icons Batman from the first wave over here on the right. This guy's measuring in at right under 6 inches tall, and I don't think DC Collectibles quite has their scale completely down yet. These guys are virtually the same height, and I really feel like Flash should be a little shorter here. And here he is in comparison to the DC Universe Classics Flash from Mattel over here on the left, and the DC Collectibles New 52 7-inch Flash over here on the right. And as much as I like being able to get this guy in that 1 foot running pose, and hate the fact that we couldn't get the Mattel in that pose because of the lack of the ankle pivot, I have to say the Mattel version is probably still my favorite, but this guy's definitely coming in a close second. And just for weirdness, here's our Flash compared to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Speed Demon we previously reviewed, and our old friend, the 6-inch Black Series Kylo Ren, who's harnessing the power of the cosmic treadmill. And wrapping up real quickly, overall I gotta say I really like this Flash figure. I love what DC Collectibles did with it. I love all the sculpted on detail with all the lightning bolts and everything. Just the fact that all that sculpted on is really, really nice. The paint came out really clean. Some minor shadowing as well. I think they really went the extra mile on the figure, and I just think it came out beautiful. I love the articulation, especially when you compare it to what we've gotten in DC Collectibles in the past. The new Icons articulation is such a huge improvement, and I love it. It did fall short in a few minor areas for me for articulation. The torso, just not enough flexibility for me, and then the head. But these are really minor nitpicks. I think it just kept a good figure from being a really great figure, but overall it still is a very nice figure. The treadmill fell a little bit short. It's still a very nice display piece, and it was well sculpted. I just think with some minor adjustments, it could have also functioned as a very nice figure stand to get those crazy positions out of Flash, and I hate that you can't do that, but I'll definitely use it as a display piece. So overall, I gotta rate the figure a buy. Man, look how awesome he looks here with Green Lantern. I just love the two of those guys there together. So if you can pick him up at a fair price, I definitely recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If so, please give me a big thumbs up. Facebook, Twitter, Toy Art links in the description below as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you soon.